Teacher Training Center and Program Director of the US Department of State's Access Program. She has led national projects for minority higher education institutions, authored several books, and is widely recognized as a scholar, speaker, and presenter at prestigious forums in India and abroad. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Faiza Basu.
Honorable Vice Chancellor AMU just left, Professor Naima Khatoon. I will not call her a chief guest because when the Vice Chancellor is present on the dais in any program at the university, then he or she presides. So it was wonderful having Professor Naima Khatoon here in a session where we are celebrating women of AMU, much as it is extremely gratifying to be here on a panel with the Professor Azami Safri, our dear Nahid Abba, and of course my dear friend Professor Aisha Munira from the Department of English. She could have very well been from the Department of Urdu also, but she does it both with grace and aplomb. Professor Zubair Shadab Saab, the mentor of the Writers' Cafeteria, my very favorite young colleagues and students, Dr. Haris bin Mansoor, Dr. Yasir, and all my dear students, volunteers and members of the Writers' Cafeteria. Very aptly, you have decided today to talk about the aspirations and achievements of the women of AMU. Why I am saying very aptly? Because 2024 has been the year of a historic appointment that has proven that women in AMU have arrived. But let us not forget the struggle that we have gone through. I have decided to speak on the topic, of course, on the theme, and give it the title From Zenana to Zenith. Zenana to Zenith. And I will narrate to you 3 incidents that happened in the Zenana, and then 3 indicators of women finally being at the Zenith in AMU. जिस तरह आज आपकी यहाँ कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है, उस तरह पहले हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में कॉन्फ्रेंसेस सिर्फ स्ट्रैचिंग हॉल में हुआ करती थी, जबकि हम यूनिवर्सिटी थे भी नहीं, हम एक कॉलेज थे। ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम एजुकेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की एक ऐसी ही मजलिस, एक इजलास, जिसमें एमएओ कॉलेज फंड सोसाइटी जो हमारा ट्रस्ट था, उसके सारे अरबाब हक़, उसके तमाम अकाबरीन शिरकत करते हैं। पापा मियाँ शेख अब्दुल्ला उसमें ये पेशकश करते हैं कि हम इस अलीगढ़ मूवमेंट में कुछ जगह बनाएं, we should make some provision for women to be educated. Some of the members, like Sahibzada Aftar Ahmad Khan, they didn't oppose him, they favored him, and the motion was passed. But some were so indignated at the very idea of Muslim women being educated in modern sciences and modern disciplines. मैं नाम नहीं लूंगी यहाँ, आप चाहे तो पढ़ सकते हैं. When Sheikh Abdullah Papa Mian was coming out of the stretching hall, 2 important members of the Muslim Education Conference pushed him, धक्का दे दिया उनको कि ऐसी कुफ्र बात कैसे कह दी और ऐसी कुफ्र बात आज तुम्हारी वजह से कैसे पास हो गई. Imagine that just about 100 years ago, and then imagine the Abdullah Women's College. the Abdullah Women's College, girls from which have made it to NASA, to the United Nations, to all awards, being in the category of sports, being in the category of culture. They are in uniform. And today, a girl, a teacher, and a principal of this Abdullah Women's College is your Vice Chancellor. It has been a landmark journey because the struggle has been immense. And we must feel very proud of this achievement, that we have been able to generate a public opinion in favor of women being in positions of power, in positions of leadership, and in positions of respect and dignity. Because that's what we give to our dear Professor Naima Khatun as our first woman Vice Chancellor in our 104-year history of the AMU. But this is the sesquicentennial year of the Madrasatul Uloom. It was founded in 1875. 2025 makes us 150 years old if we look back at the parent institution, the primary embryonic institution of the AMU. In 150 years, we have come from the Zenana to the Zenith. Let me give you another example. I have very vivid graphic memory of a picture that I can continuously see on the internet, where the stalwart professor of zoology, Professor Babar Mirza, is taking a class in a very majestic lecture theatre of the Department of Zoology. He is standing at the podium at the lectern, and Babar Mirza Sahab was a very towering personality. He was dressed like a European. There are about 40-50 boys sitting in front of him in sherwanis and topis and maybe some other nice clothes that boys of the Aligarh Muslim University wore. और जैसे यहाँ ये टेबल चेयर लगी हुई है, वैसे वहाँ बीच में क्लास के एक हुजरा बना हुआ है, नक्काशीदार, और कुछ खवातीन मुकम्मल हिजाब में उस हुजरे में दाखिल हो रही हैं या निकल रही हैं, क्योंकि उस तरह उनकी पीजी की क्लासेस हुआ करती थी. And today, a professor of the zoology department, alive and kicking, very much our friend, Professor Qudsiya Tehseen, is the only academic who is a member of all the 3 national science academies. She's a member of the INSA, she's a member of the ISA, she's a member of the Indian Institute of Sciences, and recently, just about last week, our Honorable Vice Chancellor has also been conferred upon the membership of the Indian National Science Academy. So, that was what school education meant in the days of the IMAC, where Papa Mia was pushed. That was what science education meant in the days of Professor Babar Mirza, when girls were made to sit inside a hujra. And that's where we are today. नाहिद आपा मुझे बहुत डांटेंगी अगर मैं साइंस और एजुकेशन की बात करूं और फिर लिटरेचर की बात ना करूं. And I will. AMU में कोई भी विमेन एजुकेशन की बात पापा मियाँ के जिक्र के बगैर मुकम्मल नहीं हो सकती. When he made the All India Muslim Women Conference, he decided to bring out a journal. और ये बात मैं अक्सर अपनी तकरीरों में कहा करती हूँ. उस journal, that journal was his mouthpiece. He used to invite articles from people who felt for women education, because the main idea was to change the mindset of the people. Institution would come later. First, people had to start coming in favor of the institution. खातून नाम का एक रिसाला निकाला करते थे पापा मियाँ, जिसके इदारे वो खुद लिखा करते थे. आप चाहें तो खातून अभी भी हमारी लाइब्रेरी में है, आप देख सकते हैं. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि राइटर्स कैफेटेरिया आपकी उर्दू में भी जो लिटरेरी म्यूजिक्स हैं और उसको भी परवान चढ़ाने का एक मौका फराहम करता है। आप चाहे तो खातून पढ़ें। उन दिनों सर सैयद के एक बहुत अहम बावकार रफ़्क़ा में से थे मौलाना अल्ताफ हुसैन हाली, हम सब उन्हें जानते हैं। उन्होंने सर सैयद के कहने पे एक मुसद्दस लिखी थी, मुसद्दस मंतोजर इस्लाम, जिसके बारे में सर सैयद का ये कहना था कि अगर मुझसे कहा गया क़यामत के दिन कि आपको जन्नत में डालने की वजह क्या है, तो मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा कि मैंने ये कॉलेज बनाया, मैं ये कहूंगा कि मैंने हाली से मुसद्दस लिखवाई। So he was a great poet, he was a great writer, he came from Panipat, gave his life, blood and soul, अपनी जिंदगी वक्फ कर दी उन्होंने सर सैयद की अलीगढ़ तहरीक के लिए। बाबा मियां ने उनसे गुजारिश की कि आप खातून के लिए भी कुछ लिखिए। जब अल्ताफ हुसैन हाली सोचने बैठते हैं कि वो किस तरह खिराज अकीदत पेश करें अपनी कौम की खवातीन को, तो उनके जहन में जो पहला लफ्ज आता है वो है चुप्पी, चुप, साइलेंस, क्वाइट, नो वॉइस। तो ये एक तवील मुसद्दस को लिखते हैं जिसका उन्वान है चुप की दाद। And Gail Minogue has also translated this. I think it's called Voices of Silence. चुप की दाद। और बड़े अच्छे अशार हैं उसमें, ऐ माओ बहनों बेटियों दुनिया की जीनत तुमसे है, मुल्कों की बस्ती हो तुम्ही, कौमों की इज्जत तुमसे है, तुम घर की हो शहजादियां, शहरों की हो आबादियां, गमगीन दिलों की शादियां, दुख सुख में राहत तुमसे है। इस तरह वो खराज अकीदत पेश करते हैं खवातीन को, आधी आबादी को, और वो मजबूर हैं इसका उन्वान देने को चुप की दाद, क्योंकि हमने खवातीन को चुप ही देखा था और हमने उनसे तवक्को की थी कि वो चुप ही रहेंगी, और हमने उन्हें अपने माशरे में जगह भी तभी दी थी जब तक वो चुप रहे। That was the Zenana. And look at the Zenith. Qurratul Ain Haider, the daughter of the first registrar, Sajjad Haider Yaldar, of the AMU in 1920, who went to the school founded by Baba Mian for a couple of days. She writes, she pens down her voice, and she goes on. मैं गिनाऊंगी नहीं कि उन्होंने काले जहां दराज़ें लिखी, उन्होंने आपका दरिया लिखी. She becomes the first Muslim woman of the country to get the Gyatneet Award. And there is a long list of women writers in Urdu, which comes down to Professor Azamidul Safi, and of course I can see many more here amongst you. तो मुझे आपसे सिर्फ ये कहना है कि मैं आपको बहुत तहे दिल से मुबारकबाद देती हूँ कि पहली दफा आपने ये सोचा कि आप राइटर्स कैफेटेरिया के बैनर तले एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम करें जिसमें कि खवातीन के वजूद का आप एतराफ़ करें। और मैं ये नहीं कहना चाहूंगी, मगर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि चाहते ना चाहते आज दुनिया मजबूर है कि वो खवातीन के वजूद का एतराफ़ करे। वो दिन चले गए, वो दिन चले गए जब हम ज़नाना थे, वो दिन चले गए जब हम चुप की दाद थे, और वो दिन चले गए जब हम चिल्मन के पीछे थे। आज let us together hail this day, this time, this epoch here, at least at the AMU, when we are acknowledging the presence of women. And what better way than acknowledging the presence of women by having a dais which is all women, and by having a Vice Chancellor who is the first woman Vice Chancellor of AMU. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Faiza ma'am, for the inspiring session.